Hello students, today we will study about electric lines of force. Why the concept of electric lines of force has been introduced, let us understand first thing. And I request all of new students, please subscribe my channel, and also if you want to see the same videos, same lecture in Hindi language, then please see my other channel Nan Schooling, and link of that the same video will be also provided here in description box. Okay, thank you. Now let us start. Students, we know that if there are two charges, just suppose one charge is q1 and another charge is q2, okay, then from Coulomb's law we know that this q1 charge exerts a force, a repulsive force F on q2, and similarly also this q2 also exert a force on q1. New thing is that for applying this force, q1 is not coming close to q2, okay, and similarly q2 is not coming close to q1, means the two charges are exerting forces on each other from some distance. There is no any physical contact, no any physical relation, okay, and from some distance they are eligible, they can apply some force on each other. Very interesting. How is it possible? How is it possible when the two bodies are some distance, they are not coming close to each other, they are not in physical contact, and even then they can exert a force on each other? It means, certainly student, it means, let us understand, it means there is something in the space between the two charges. There is something in the space between the two charges, and in fact that thing, or due to that thing, they are eligible, they can apply force on each other. So to explain this thing, that how the two charges can exert a force on each other from some distance, to explain this thing, a hypothetical concept, student, note, this is a hypothetical concept introduced by Faraday to explain the force of attraction or repulsion between two charges has been introduced. Okay, so first important point about electric lines of force, you should note that it is imaginary lines of force. It is imaginary lines of force which is used to explain the force of attraction repulsion between two charges. Okay, student, after studying the concept of electric lines of force, the properties of electric lines of force, you will be eligible to say the magnitude of electric field, the direction of electric field at any point. If in a system there are a number of electric charges, then on the basis of properties of electric lines of force, you can say that which charge is positive, which charge is negative, which charge has higher value, higher magnitude, and which charge has lesser magnitude, where electric field has higher magnitude, where the value of electric field has less value. So after knowing the properties of electric lines of force, these all questions can be answered. Okay, let us start now. The first property of electric lines of force, student, this is the first property we are going to study. First property is what? It emerges from positive charge and terminates to the negative charge. We are studying now the point number 2. What is the property of electric lines of force? It always emerges from positive charge and terminates to the negative charge. Means, suppose if in a system there is a point charge plus q and another charge minus q, then electric lines of force emerges from positive charge, emerges and terminates to the negative charge. Emerges from positive charge and terminates to the negative charge. Emerges from positive charge and terminates to the negative charge. Emerges from positive charge and terminates to the negative charge, like this. Okay, student? One thing. Second property, what? The tangent at any point of electric lines of force gives the direction of electric field at that point. Now on the basis of property of electric lines of force, we are going to see that how we will know the direction of electric field, how we will know the magnitude of electric field. So this point relates with the direction of electric field. On the basis of given electric lines of force, how you will decide the direction of electric field at any particular point. So this concept says that if you want to know the direction of electric field, if you want to know the direction of electric field at any particular point, just suppose if you want to know the direction of electric field at that point, then simply draw tangent at this point. Tangent means like this, tangent. The direction of tangent will be the direction of electric field at that point. So at this point, the direction of electric field will be this. Okay, student. Now, suppose if you want to know the direction of electric field at this point, then simply we will draw tangent at this point. The direction of tangent will be the direction of electric field at that point. Very simple. Okay, student. Now, next property, closer the electric lines of force, higher the magnitude of electric field and vice versa. Now, from this property, you will be eligible. You can answer the question that where the magnitude of electric field is high, where the magnitude of electric field is low. Suppose in a system that electric field are existing like this. Suppose like this, electric lines of force are like this. Okay, then if you want to know the magnitude, the value of electric field at point A and at point B, at any point A and at any point B. Okay, then how you will know, how you can say that at the given 2 points, between the given 2 points A and B, where the magnitude, where the value of electric field is high and where the value of electric field is low, means we are talking about the magnitude of electric field. Simply the concept is just see the closeness of electric lines of force. Student, very clearly you can see that at point A the electric lines are very close to each other, while at point B the electric lines are very far away from each other, while at point A the electric lines of force are very close to each other. So the concept is, closer the electric lines of force, higher the magnitude of electric field. Closer the electric lines of force, higher the electric value of electric field and vice versa. Means from this concept you can say the magnitude of electric field at point A will be greater than the magnitude of electric field at point B. Very clear. Okay, student. Now let us move next property. This property says that two electric lines of force can never cut each other. Two electric lines of force means this property says if there is electric lines of force like this, and another electric lines of force like this. So this is wrong, because this property is saying that the two electric lines of force can never cut each other, can never intersect each other. Why? As in this case, at the point of intersection there will be two directions of electric field, which is not possible. Student, we have just seen that for knowing the direction of electric field at any point, we just simply draw the tangent at that point. Okay, now what will happen if two electric lines of force will cut each other at the point of intersection? Notice, at the point of intersection there will be two direction of tangent. There will be two tangents, one like this, and another like this. Means there will be two direction of electric field, E1 vector and E2 vector. Obviously which is not possible, because at any point there will be a single direction of electric field. Two direction of electric field at the same point is not possible. So finally you have to remember that the two electric lines of force, student, notice that electric lines of force sometimes also known as electric field lines, same matter, no problem. Okay, so the two electric field lines or two electric lines of force can never intersect, can never cut each other. Okay, student. Now let us move next property number 6. The electric lines of force can never form closed loop. Means like this. If there is a charge plus q, if there is charge minus q, means electric lines of force we have just seen right now. Electric lines of force emerges from positive charge, terminates to negative charge, terminates to negative. Means, but they cannot form closed loop. Means not like this. This is a closed loop. This is wrong. Electric lines of force always move from high potential to low potential. Now this is right. Means if in any given situation, if in any problem in examination, you have to given four options, four diagrams of electric lines of force, and in one option, if the direction of, if the diagram of electric lines of force is like this, like this, like this, and in that question you have to decide which option is wrong, which option is wrong, then obviously this will be wrong, because electric lines of force can never form closed loops. Closed loop never form. Just you can understand its reason. Why is it not possible? Because electric lines of force always emerges from positive charge and terminates to negative charge, from positive charge and terminates to negative charge. And for forming a closed loop, the electric lines of force will have to emerge and terminate on the same charge. Only then, only in that case, closed loop can be formed. Understand? For forming closed loop, the electric lines of force will have to emerge and terminate on the same charge, which is not possible, because it always emerges from positive charge and terminates to negative charge. And so finally, due to this reason, electric lines of force can never form closed loop. Okay, student? Now let us move next property number 7. The electric lines of force does not pass through a conductor but can pass through an insulator. 1 minute, student. No. This property number 7 says that, suppose that in any region, this is in fact capacitor, and we have to study about this capacitor very detailed in class 12th electrostatics. In further next chapters we will see detail about this there. So understand, here in that arrangement known as capacitor, electric lines of force exist like this, from positive charge to negative charge, from positive charge to negative charge, like this, from positive charge to negative charge. Okay, now this property says that electric lines of force does not pass through a conductor, Now assume that if you put a conductor here, then what will happen? If you put a conductor here, then electric lines of force cannot pass through the conductor, In fact, and also one thing, I will tell you this property in further next topics, that electric lines of force always cut the surface of conducting body perpendicularly. Okay, right now you just remember that electric lines of force cannot pass through the conductor, but if you place here an insulator, means if you place an insulator means non-conducting body, the electric lines of force will pass through this, no problem. Understand? Okay, now next property number 8, very important from numerical point of view. The number of electric lines of force emerging or terminating from, or to, obviously emerging from positive charge, terminating to negative charge, and that's why from oblique to. A charge is proportional to the magnitude of the charge. What this property is saying, student, just suppose that if you have given a charge plus q, and if you assume, in fact, we confirmly cannot say that how many electric lines of force are emerging from this. In fact, practically, infinite number of electric lines of force emerges or terminates from a or to a charge body. Okay. Even then, if we assume that total, let us assume that total 4 number of electric lines of force are emerging from a charged body having charge q, then it means if there is another body having charge plus 3q, then total 4 electric lines of force ELOF, I am writing in short, ELOF, 4 electric lines of force, 1, 2, 3, 4. It means from this charge 3q, total 4 into 3 equals to 12 electric lines of force will emerge. 12 electric lines of force will emerge, means like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like this. Okay, student. Higher the magnitude of electric charge, higher will be the number of electric lines of force. Okay, student. So now we will meet in next topic.